Hi, today I'm going to show you where to access and how to use the UNBC Psychology Research Participation System, also known as the Sona System. This is where you go to access and complete any research participation bonus credits being offered by your course instructor. Now I should notice that this varies from instructor to instructor and from course to course, so check your course syllabus to see if bonus credits are being offered in your course, as well as how many. When I create the Research Participation System accounts, usually around the second week of classes, you'll receive an email to your UNBC email address with a link to the system, as well as your username and password. If you already had an account in the system in previous years, you may not get a new email this year. So if you've lost that link or if you've lost the email, you can find your way over to Sona again by going to the UNBC Psychology website, unbc.ca/psychology, clicking on Undergraduate Students, then clicking on Research Participation. As you can see from the little grayed out prompt on the user ID field, it is based on your UNBC email address, so it uses the same username that you use in the university systems. However, it's an independent system, so it uses a different password. If you try and log in with the same password, it's not going to work. If you've forgotten your research participation password, there's this lovely Forgot Password button here for you to use. So normally when you log in, this is the screen you will see. We're not currently running a pre-screen, but if we are running one, the very first time you log in, you'll get prompted to take that pre-screen. It's completely optional, it's not mandatory, but I do recommend it. For one thing, you'll get 1% bonus credit just for taking that little survey, so you might as well. For another thing, some studies do use the pre-screen as a pre-screen. They're looking for particular characteristics in their participants. So even if you might meet those characteristics, if you haven't taken the pre-screen, the system doesn't know that and it won't show you those studies. So I recommend taking the pre-screen just to potentially make yourself eligible for more studies. If you decline it when you first log in, you can find a link to it again under My Profile. The place you're usually going to be interested in going is to view available studies. This will show you a list of what studies are currently running in the system, how many credits you'll receive for participating, whether it's an in-person study or an online study. Because the default is in person, it will only say anything if it is an online study, and a brief description of what the study might entail. It's also got a very important eligibility column. Be sure to read that to make sure you're actually eligible to participate in this study. There's also this available column. All the studies you see listed here don't have any time slots available. They might be old studies that are finished running but are still active in the system because the researchers are still analyzing their data, or they might simply be studies where all the time slots are full. So before you get too excited about any particular study, check just the ones that have time slots available. I think this one looks darned interesting, so I'm going to click on the study information to get more info. Here's where you'll see how long the study will take you, and a longer description of what's actually going on, so you can decide if this is something you would like to participate in. It reiterates the eligibility requirements, and importantly, this is where you see information about the researchers involved. If you have any questions or you need to contact them for any reason, there's an email link over on the right-hand side. I think this sounds interesting, so I'm going to view the time slots. I will find one that fits within my schedule and click on it. It gives me confirmation info about the exact date and time and where I will need to be. Then I click Sign Up, and I've signed up. Please write this information down somewhere or enter it into your calendar in your phone. This information has also just been emailed to you. It will also be emailed to you at 2 p.m. the day before your appointment. Barring all of this, the My Schedule Credits link, which you can see right here and is also in the menu at the top, shows you a list of everything you're scheduled to participate in the future and everything you've participated in the past. As you can see, we use this account for testing a lot of our online studies, so it looks like we've actually completed quite a few studies here. You notice that the ones that are in the past have a reassign button on them. If you are in more than one course that grants bonus credits, you can use the reassign button to make sure those credits are going where you want them. It's up to you to make sure they're going where you want them to go and that you're not exceeding the cap in any given course. I won't reshuffle these for you. You can reassign them at any point up to the last day of classes. Also, any past studies you participated in are still listed here for historical purposes. Don't panic when you see 0 credits granted. As you can see from the date, this is a very old study, and it's even got a comment about where it was archived. If for any reason you cannot participate in the study you just signed up for, please go into My Schedule Credits and click the Cancel button. Someone else may be able to use that time slot, and the researcher is going to be sitting and waiting for you. You don't want that. If the Cancel button isn't visible here, it means that you're within the time window where the researcher won't get the message in time to not be at the lab waiting for you. Rather than simply leaving them waiting, at the very least, please do the basic courtesy of going back into the study information page, which is linked directly here, and using the researcher's email address to drop them a quick line, apologize, and explain that you won't be there. If you simply don't show up for a study with no notice whatsoever, you will be marked as a no-show. Your account will be limited and you will no longer be able to sign up for more studies. At that point, you can contact me, let me know what happened, and I will reinstate your account. However, I will only do this once per semester. If you no-show twice, that's it. You won't be able to participate anymore for this semester. This is real research that our faculty, honor students, and grad students are conducting for their labs, for their research purposes. These aren't just projects we put on for you to be able to get your bonus credits. We take this research seriously, and we ask that you do as well. If for any reason you don't want to participate in publishable research, if you don't want to be part of this scientific process, there is a research alternative available. The research alternative is posted to your course Blackboard shell. It's a set of guidelines that you need to follow carefully to ensure you get that 1 bonus credit. It takes the form of an article review, and you send those reviews to me. Now please read the criteria very carefully. You have to choose an article from one of the journals in this list, and that article needs to have been published within the past year and be at least 5 pages long. Your review only needs to be about 1 page. Some other details that might be important throughout the semester. While most studies, most semesters take part in a lab, there are always some studies taking part online. These are usually surveys that you can fill out from your own computer sitting at home. If a study is marked in the list as being an online study, you normally have to take that survey right away when you sign up. If you don't think you'll have time at the moment, make mental note of it and come back to it later. You're not able to sign up for an online study now and then come back and take it later. You also need to be able to fill out the entire survey in one sitting. You can't save it and come back to it later. The last day for participating in research for bonus credits or for completing the research alternative is the last day of classes in a semester. Not the last day of the exam period, the last day of classes. After that point, I will be downloading all the credit lists and sending them to your instructors. Any further changes you make won't end up being reflected in your grade. If you're in more than one course offering bonus credits, you can't use the same research to count for both courses. You will need to complete extra research to fill all the bonus credits for all of your courses. You also can't carry over credits from one semester to the next. If there's more research available that you're interested in completing, but you've reached your maximum bonus for the semester, you can still participate, just on a voluntary basis. Unfortunately, you won't get any credit for those, but they may still be of great interest to you. Now, I keep talking about research credits and number of bonus credits towards your course. They translate to 1 research credit being 1% bonus towards your final course grade. So these can actually make quite a big difference in the long run. If you still have any questions about using the research participation system, there is an FAQ section right here that you can try. You can also try asking your classmates who may be able to help you. And finally, my email address is at the bottom of every single screen within the research system. It's really easy to get a hold of me, ask me whatever you need, and I'll get you on your way as quickly as possible. Thanks. Have a great day.